Welcome to the General Hospital Daily WAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Little Miss Willow finally got a bit of a reality check this week. During this reality check, Michael told Willow that Drew is an awful person, and that Drew has turned her into one too. When you're as pure and perfect as Willow Tate, you must immediately defend yourself. Willow insisted that she was not an awful person, but she actually is. Since she's taken up with Drew, Willow has used Michael's near-fatal burns as leverage in her custody battle because Drew told her to. She wouldn't allow Michael's parents to see their severely burned son because Drew told her to. She moved in with Drew despite everyone advising her not to. She publicly flaunted her romance with him multiple times while still wearing her wedding ring. And then she wondered why people don't like her anymore. All of that makes her a pretty awful person. She is also choosing Drew over her kids, another thing that makes her terrible. There is a reason that Drew and Willow are known as the gruesome twosome. It's because that is what and who they are. It was a hard pill for Willow to swallow when Michael told her Wiley doesn't even like living with Uncle Drew. At least she finally took her rings off. Of course, she let Drew keep her engagement ring because it belonged to Thalila. We are sure that Tracy will have a thing or two to say about that. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers, too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 30, 2025. Michael would love it if Sasha changed her mind and allowed him to be a part of their baby's life. However, Sasha drops a bomb on Michael that he never expected. Rick Lansing is calling her as a witness in his custody hearing with Willow, which means she may have to perjure herself. They both know that the fact that Michael is the father of Sasha's child can't get out or he risks losing custody. But Sasha is not sure how to get out of this. Sasha has no idea that things are about to get worse. A woman she thinks of as a mother got wind of the truth, and Nina is willing to use that info to help Willow. Nina confides in Ava and asks for her advice. Odds are that Ava will tell Nina not to burn a bridge with Sasha, and just tell Willow the truth about sleeping with Drew. But Nina is not about to do that if she doesn't have to. Carly has an idea that she thinks could help Michael and goes to Curtis with a request. Curtis does not like what he is hearing and warns Carly that things can go terribly wrong. What does Carly want from Curtis? Surely she has some sort of harebrained scheme that could be worse than now that Alexis has told Christina that she knows all about Christina's little stunt that nearly got Rick and Elizabeth killed. She has to strategize. While Laura and Elizabeth have a little meeting, Lucky takes off to chat with Alexis and Christina and figure out their next step. Alexis warns her daughter that she could go to prison for a long time if the police begin an investigation. Maybe she will encourage Christina to check into Shadybrook on her own, which was Diane's original idea. It's not like the insanity plea will be a lie. Here is your General Hospital spoilers sneak peek video for Friday, May 30, 2025. It's the morning after for the Quartermain clan after learning that the family has a brand new member. For some reason, Lois thought it was a good idea to show herself in the key house when Brooklyn lashes out at her mother once again, while Lois tries to appeal to her daughter's sense of reason, or at least what she thinks should be a sense of reason. Brooklyn is just too hurt and angry to listen to anything that Lois has to say. She needs to find Gio and make sure that he knows he wasn't discarded. Emma also wants to find Gio. They end up in one of those cabins right outside Port Charles, but when Emma wakes, Gio is nowhere to be seen. Alexis needs to debrief with Lucky and Christina now that Christina's brake-cutting incident is out in the open between them. She wants them all to be on the same page to help make sure that Christina does not end up behind bars. The first step is finding Rick's car, because if the police get to it first, Christina is in more trouble than she ever imagined. Michael is stunned when Sasha tells him that Rick has called her to testify at the custody hearing that starts next week. Sasha knows she can't lie on the stand, but she also doesn't want to reveal who her baby daddy really is. Michael wants to be a part of the baby's life, but he also wants to win custody of his other two kids and get them away from Willow and Drew, two absolutely terrible people. Little do they know that Nina is about to out them, and it won't be pretty. Meanwhile, Carly has an idea she brings to Curtis to try to hurt Drew some more, but he doesn't look inclined to go along with it. General Hospital spoilers update for Friday, May 30, reveals that there will be some talk about a police investigation and jail time. Emma Scorpio Drake will also face some horror, while a new threat could be headed Drew Kane's way. At Elizabeth Baldwin's place, Laura Collins will stop by for a chat. Lucky Spencer's name will come up during this discussion, so Liz might voice some worries if she thinks he's been acting off. Rick Lansing might become a topic of conversation as well, since he's got a reputation as a troublemaker. Although Elizabeth wants to see the best in Rick, Laura may not have the same faith in him. Rick is set to play dirty for Willow Corinthos and Drew in the custody showdown that's brewing, but he's also helping Ava Jerome blackmail Christina Corinthos Davis. Elizabeth doesn't know about that blackmail plot yet. Nevertheless, it's just a matter of time before Liz finds out the whole ugly story. Until then, Lucky will have a strategy session with Christina and Alexis Davis now that they're all on the loop on the blackmail drama. Christina was trying to cut the brakes on Ava's car and sabotaged Rick's vehicle by mistake, which led to Rick and Liz's injuries. Now Rick and Ava are forcing Alexis to pony up Cassadine funds to keep quiet. Alexis will make it clear that if the police launch another investigation, Christina's going to do jail time. Lucky, Christina, and Alexis all want to avoid that outcome, so they'll have to figure out the best way to keep everything under wraps. As for Ava, she'll catch up with Nina Reeves and most likely learn a shocking secret. Nina may admit she played detective to figure out that Michael Corinthos is the father of Sasha Corbin's baby. Of course, Eva may warn Nana not to go running her mouth without thinking. Nana has to proceed with caution since Sasha knows about her scandalous encounters with Drew behind closed doors. That said, Nina could swear Rick to secrecy or even tip him off anonymously about what she's learned. One way or another, Nina's newfound knowledge needs to be part of Willow's custody case against Michael. Speaking of the custody case, Sasha will speak with Michael about it since Rick's forcing her on the witness stand. Michael will be apologetic about that and will seek a favor from Sasha. One that could involve lying under oath if she sticks to her bogus paternity story. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer will make a pitch to Curtis Ashford, who'll have a bad feeling about it. Curtis will warn Carly about the risks of what she's suggesting since it could end in disaster. If Carly wants to shove Drew back into the spotlight in a negative way, there could be some pitfalls. Curtis may share concerns about using Aurora or whatever other dirty tactic Carly has in mind. Other GH spoilers say Brooke Lynn Quartermain will go into protective mode when it comes to Giovanni Gio Palmieri. Brooke Lynn already warned Lois Cerullo to stay away from her son, but it looks like she'll spew another warning at her on Friday's episode. However, Gio will vanish from the cabin he ends up hiding out in with Emma. When Emma awakens and discovers that Gio's gone, she'll panic and kick off a search. It's possible Gio just stepped out for some fresh air and a chance to think, but Emma may worry he's fled town altogether. It's also possible Gio will decide to confront Lois and get her version of events, so Brooke Lynn may have no choice but to let her talk to him. General Hospital spoilers say Gio will remain overwhelmed over all the shocking news that's been thrown at him, so stick with us for updates on what's next. Just like that, General Hospital's Lois Cerullo skipped town after a big blow-up with daughter Brooke Lynn. With the Brooke Lynn baby story heating up and about to come to a head, it seems crucial that Lois be in Port Charles to explain herself, but will she? According to Soap Opera Digest, Sofer needed to take time off from filming at GH, so she could work on an outside project with two former ABC soap stars. Death on the Brandywine stars Sofer as Lauren Riley, and One Life to Live and GH Alum Tuck Watkins as her husband Scene. Watkins famously played David Vickers on Ola TL. We learned that Landview's Blair Kramer was married to him when she made her Port Charles visit. Last fall, Sasha mentioned that she and Holly had been pulling a con with David several years back. Watkins also appeared on GH as Dr. Pierce Dorman in between Ola TL stints. Walt Willey, who brought All My Children's Jackson Montgomery to Port Charles in 2023, also stars in the flick. Thankfully, Sofer, who began playing Lois Cerullo back in 1993, is already back on the GH set, taping more scenes as the Bensonhurst mom with the endearing Brooklyn accent. Since Lois is the brains behind this baby adoption plot, she will certainly be needed when the truth comes out. Lois is going to have to explain herself to everyone around her, especially Brooke Lynn. When Lois' daughter learns her son has been living in the same house as her for the last year, we can expect Ned, Olivia, Tracy, Gio, Chase, and Dante to also come down hard on Lois for all the lies she has told and secrets she has kept. Lois' baby secret will affect multiple families, including the Corinthos clan. However, we suspect that Sonny is already aware that Gio is his grandson, while Ned seems to have no clue. Here is your General Hospital recap for Thursday, May 29, 2025. Where Willow and Drew plot to dig something incriminating up on Michael to use against him in court, while Michael promises to be there for his kids. Dante asked Lulu if she was the one who told Gio about him and Brooke Lynn being his parents. Brooke Lynn, she told you how I accidentally found out she had your son and gave him up for adoption, she asked him. He assumed she told him, but she believed Gio must have overheard her and Lois. He replied, then you should have minded your own damn business. Her experience with missing out on time with Charlotte made her feel that he shouldn't miss out on any more time with Gio. She said she never wanted to seek out Gio, but things kept pointing toward him. He stated Lulu and Brooke Lynn's petty feud had uprooted so many lives, particularly Gio, who was innocent in the whole mess. You blew up the only chance I may ever have to have a relationship with my son, he yelled. She told him she wasn't trying to win him back, and that as far as she was concerned, she didn't want him back. Ever. They agreed not to be friends. Danny said he wanted to be the one to tell Rocco about his brother, and that she needed to stay out of his life because she had done enough damage, leaving Lulu in tears. At the Quartermain mansion, Tracy encountered Olivia, who was still wrapping her brain around the fact that she watched Gio grow up, but never knew he was her grandson. The old neighborhood loved the kid, and she was upset that all the time she held him as a baby, she didn't sense the relationship. Tracy jokingly said Olivia wasn't psychic, and the two paused, looked knowingly at each other, and Tracy laughed out loud, adding, "At least not then." Olivia told Tracy that she couldn't help thinking about how Gio brought everyone together. "Oh God, now I have blood ties to Sonny Corinthos," Tracy realized, and went on about how Sonny's probably been corrupting Gio. "I won't have it," she swore. Brooke Lynn apologized to Ned for not telling him about the baby and stated it wasn't because she didn't trust him. He reassured her that everything would be okay. She wondered if he was disappointed in her. He said he had wished she would have come to him, but in the end, it was her life, and he wasn't going to second-guess any choices she made back then. Loisa's choices, however, Brooke Lynn said he would deal with her mother later, and explained that she always wanted to meet her son and even dreamed of it, but now it's a total nightmare. Ned said Gio would eventually understand once things settled down. "What if my son never gives me the chance to love him?" she worried. Ned didn't think that was possible. Olivia came in, and Ned left so they could talk. She told Brooke Lynn that no one understood what she had gone through more than her. "I was a scared pregnant teenager once myself," she said, and reminded BLQ that she would always be there for her no matter what. Brooke Lynn wondered if she should have kept the baby like a... At the bridge, Emma asked Gio why he smashed his violin, and he said it was because it was the biggest lie of all. He always thought he got his talent from his virtuoso violinist mom. And after she died, the violin made him feel close to her, like I was carrying a piece of her with me. But now it turned out she wasn't his mom. He told Emma to leave, and she responded, "Gio, I'm never gonna tell you what to do or how to feel, but I'm not gonna leave you alone right now." He had all kinds of questions about everything, and Emma felt that Brooke Lynn and Dante were telling the truth that they didn't know he was their son. He said he always wanted to know what his father would think of him, and now he knows that Dante hates him. Emma reminded him that it didn't matter if Dante hated him or not, because there were so many other people who loved him, including her. When he balked at her suggestions of where he should stay, she explained, "Where you go, I go," and it didn't matter where he went. Jason thanked Sasha for being with him when he picked up Amelia. She said she was just glad that Michael was back and that he deserved to be at home with his kids, prompting her to look down at her baby bump. Jason said that although Michael was back, nothing had changed, and if she needed anything, she just had to ask him. With the custody suit coming up, they both agreed to continue the charade. Sasha felt hypocritical for helping Michael get Wiley and Amelia, yet she was not allowing him a part in her baby's life. Jason said the situations were different, and Michael trusted her to be a good mother. The same couldn't be said for Willow anymore. Sasha felt that it was sad, and that nothing mattered to Willow anymore except for Drew, and she was about to lose her children because of it. Later, Cody showed up wanting to check on Dant. Sasha asked why, and he told her what happened at the nurses' ball, shocking her. He said it was a colossal mess, and didn't need to be if he hadn't stuck his nose in where it didn't belong. He started beating himself up, but she reminded him that he was just trying to do right by someone he cared about. He apologized for not being a better friend to her, Dant, and Lulu, and wished he had gotten Lulu to back off on things. He told her how Gio smashed his violin on stage and stated, "In that moment, I saw so much of myself in him." He felt his own family situation was worse for Gio, who loved his mother. Sasha explained that sometimes parents have to keep secrets to protect their children, and that the secret should be left alone, as she again touched her pregnant stomach. At Carly's, Michael wouldn't let Willow see the kids. She said he knew the kids belonged with her, and he replied, "Not anymore." She started rattling off a litany of what she did for them, like making lunches for school and tucking them in. "And you also uprooted them from their home and forced them to play family with their great-uncle and second cousin," he said. He told her that every time he spoke with Wiley, the child asked, "When are you coming back? And when can we go home?" Michael realized she was putting her own needs above the kids. She told him he had no right to take them from her, and he stated that the court order said otherwise, and that at the hearing that he would be seeking full custody. "You can still have a relationship with our kids on one condition," he said, and told her he would give her access to the children if she ended her relationship with Drew. She had to move out of Drew's house and not have any contact with him. "My uncle has been an awful person, and being with him has made you awful," he said. He told her to choose who she loved more, Drew or her kids. Jason went back to Carly's, and Michael thanked him for everything he had done that evening, as well as for looking out for Sasha while he was gone, pretending to be the baby's father. Jason said he would do anything to protect Michael and his kids. Michael said it felt wrong sitting on the sidelines, not helping Sasha with anything, but Jason told him it wasn't his choice. He explained to Michael that he couldn't give Drew and Willow any more ammunition to use against him, and that's why they needed to keep up the charade. Michael wished he could be part of the baby's life, and said he would focus on Wiley and Amelia, knowing full well it was going to become a knockdown, drag-out case. Jason asked if there was any room for compromise, and told Michael he had his full support. Later, Michael went to a sleeping Wiley and promised him that he would never leave them ever again. Willow boo-hooed to Drew about Michael's terms, stating, "He is not the Michael I knew." Drew got into her head and caused her to realize that she couldn't trust Michael at all. Michael had concealed his speedy recovery and didn't announce he was returning home, making Drew feel they were ambushed. "I can't have someone that vengeful and cold-hearted raising my children," she said. She took her wedding rings off and planned to send it back to him, but Drew took Layla's ring and said, "Not that one. This one stays with us." He felt he had as much right to the ring as Michael. Drew then plotted, "So we dig up whatever he's hiding, and then we blow him out of the water." General Hospital's Jane Elliott has been stealing the show all year. Someone at G8 wisely decided to make Tracy Quartermain the Port Charles matriarch, and couple that with the easy chemistry she shares with Giovanni Mazza, who plays Tracy's newfound great-grandson, and we have some solid gold on our hands. Fans have been enjoying Tracy and Gio's interactions for months. Ever since the time he first stood up to her in the Q living room, Tracy has developed an affection for the young house guest she now knows is family. In fact, months ago, she practically adopted him when she offered to pay for his education in lieu of Gio accepting Sunny's ill-gotten gains. The scenes in which Tracy learned that Gio was Brooke Lynn's son and another person to carry on her parents' legacy were everything we needed. Tracy's sheer shock and quiet jubilation were mesmerizing, while Gio's anguish and tears broke our hearts. After those beautiful scenes aired, General Hospital fans took to social media in awe of what they saw. Last week, Soap Central explained why we felt Tracy needed to be at the ball to hear Gio's meltdown in real time, but her coming home after a few hours at the PCPD to get the news from Gio himself worked wonderfully. Tracy already acting like she'd be in Gio's big mama. At Inc. 3 Play 2 wrote on X, "She told him to stay, he stayed. She told him to explain, he explained. He has respect and reverence for her already." When she put her hand on his face, Ed Helorapil couldn't get enough for what he saw, saying, "Watching Tracy and Gio, I lost it. Boy, I was in tears. Jane Elliott is a queen. tweeted at Ginabina365 about the performances. I absolutely love how she's playing Tracy's reaction. I think GM is rising to the occasion with Gio's pain/reaction. Tracy, Gio, Brooklyn, and Lois have made some skeptical audience members fans of this storyline, as they also enjoyed Tracy's humor. I loved the way that Tracy came walking in, and then threw her shoes. Mel at GH General Truth wrote, "It's nice to have comedy mixed in with the serious moments. I wasn't a fan of the Gio story, that's no secret. The fallout has been amazing, from everyone." Edgy Bernard Jones was completely blown away by the May 27th episode. The Tracy/Gio scenes. "My God," he wrote. "I genuinely broke down in tears. Elliot, Maza, Brunner, Zamprogna, Seton, Sofer, Havensbuning, Kelly, stunning, stunning." With Gio now an official member of the Quartermain clan, we knew we can look forward to a whole lot more mesmerizing moments. In a heart-wrenching turn of events on General Hospital, Willow Corinthos faces a devastating collapse of her life in Port Charles. The recent storyline showcases a gut punch of personal betrayal, and Willow's custody dispute with Michael Corinthos reaches a crushing conclusion, with Michael securing sole custody of their children, Y and Amelia, through strategic legal tactics. The court's ruling hinged on several damning factors: Willow's relationship with Drew Kane, her failure to maintain contact with Michael during his recovery in Germany, and her unstable choices, including frequent relocations of the children and public displays of affection with Drew while still married. These painted Willow as an unfit parent, prioritizing romance over her children's stability. Michael's return from Germany marked a pivotal moment as he leveraged his stable family support system to sway the court, leaving Willow barred from seeing her children until a formal hearing. A devastating betrayal unraveled, adding to her heartbreak. Willow discovers Drew's affair with her mother, Nina. This revelation, uncovered at the height of her emotional vulnerability during the custody battle, shatters her trust in those closest to her. The affair, concealed by both Drew and Nina, exposes their calculated deception, with Willow learning the truth through overheard conversations that amplify the sting of betrayal. The dual blow of losing her children and realizing her mother and partner conspired against her leaves Willow isolated and broken. Drew's manipulation exposed. Drew's true nature emerges as a manipulative force in Willow's downfall. Beyond his affair, spoilers hint at his dangerous schemes, including contemplating extreme measures to eliminate Michael. His legal advice to Willow, such as exploiting Michael's medical proxy, backfired, further weakening her custody case. Drew's actions reveal a pattern of this realization forces Willow to confront the painful truth that her relationship with Drew was built on lies. Faced with the wreckage of her life, loss of her children, betrayal by her mother and partner, Willow makes the agonizing choice to leave Port Charles. This decision marks a complete rejection of the life she once knew, driven by the understanding that some betrayals are too deep to overcome. Her departure will ripple through the community, impacting her children and the broader dynamics of Port Charles. Y and Amelia face the emotional weight of their mother's absence, while Willow's exit underscores the devastating consequences of broken trust. A cautionary tale of trust and manipulation, Willow's storyline stands as one of General Hospital's most emotionally charged arcs, highlighting the destructive power of betrayal and manipulation. As she prepares to leave, viewers are left pondering whether redemption is possible for someone who has lost everything. This narrative serves as a stark reminder of the importance of honesty in relationships and the profound impact of personal and legal failures. At the Port Charles family court, tension ran high. The courtroom buzzed with unease as if everyone could sense that something explosive was about to erupt. On the surface, the custody hearing for Wiley and Amelia seemed like a straightforward legal dispute between Michael and Willow. But no one expected Carly Corinthos to be the one to change everything. As attorneys pored over documents and witnesses delivered expected testimonies, Carly stood up. Head held high, voice firm and clear, she did what no one anticipated. She revealed a devastating truth she had kept secret for weeks. Carly exposed that Nina Reeves, Willow's biological mother, had been having a secret affair with Drew Kane. Drew, Willow's boyfriend, the man she leaned on after her painful separation from Michael. The one she believed in, trusted, and let into her home and her heart. The revelation sent shockwaves through the courtroom. But Carly didn't stop at an accusation. She came armed with damning evidence, photos from hotel security cameras, screenshots of clandestine text messages, and financial transactions hidden under false names. Even a hotel maid stepped forward with testimony, confirming that Drew had been leaving Nina's hotel room early in the mornings on multiple occasions. The courtroom fell into a stunned silence. The kind of silence that falls when everyone knows they've just witnessed something unforgivable. Willow was frozen, her face turned pale. Her lips parted in disbelief as she stared at her mother, the woman she had struggled so hard to forgive, and at Drew, the man who had become her emotional anchor. Drew tried to maintain composure, but his trembling hands and downward gaze told the truth before he could speak. Nina, usually confident and in control, looked cornered and frantic, clearly aware that there was no way out of the storm Carly had summoned. This wasn't just a personal betrayal. Carly framed it as a threat to the emotional stability and safety of Wee and Amelia. She argued that Willow, surrounded by deception, was not providing a safe or trustworthy home. She appealed to the judge directly. How could children thrive in an environment poisoned by lies? Carly's attack was calculated, strategic, and brutally effective. Rick, Willow's lawyer, had prepared meticulously to defend her character and capacity as a mother. But now, all his arguments unraveled. Everything he said about Willow's integrity was cast into doubt. The betrayal by Nina and Drew hit not just Willow, but the very foundation of her case. Outside the courthouse, the media swarmed. News of the affair leaked within minutes, throwing the Corinthos family into the spotlight and fueling public opinion. Jason Morgan, once the quiet force of reason, now found himself shielding Michael and the children from the psychological shrapnel of what had become a political and emotional war. Carly's testimony had turned a family dispute into a public crisis. But Carly didn't do it out of vengeance. She did it, she claimed, for the children, for the Corinthos name, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. Inside the courtroom, Willow felt herself collapse inward. She could barely breathe. Her mother and her partner, people she had forgiven, defended, and loved, had betrayed her in the most painful way possible. Drew had been her comfort after Michael left. Nina had been given chance after chance, and now they were revealed to have plotted in the shadows. When Rick turned to ask Willow how she wanted to respond, she couldn't speak. Her mouth was dry, her chest was tight. Her eyes brimmed with tears that refused to fall, not because she was strong, but because the pain was too immense even for crying. She looked at Drew. Her eyes silently begged for an explanation. He said nothing. That silence was louder than any confession. It cut deeper than Carly's words. In that moment, Willow knew she had lost more than just a court case. She had lost her foundation. She had come to court to prove she was a good mother, a strong woman, someone capable of raising her children with love and integrity. But now, she sat hollowed out, shattered by the truth. The hearing concluded with a temporary custody order in Michael's favor, pending a final trial. But to Willow, it felt like a life sentence. She stood, didn't look back, didn't say goodbye. There were no tears, just silence. If she paused even for a second, she feared she might never rise again. And as the doors of the courthouse closed behind her, Willow realized something painful but necessary. No one could save her. Not Drew, not Nina, not even Michael. Only she could pick up the pieces. Only she could. At the heart of the scandal is Amelia Corinthos, a child believed to be the daughter of Michael and Willow Corinthos, whose true origins are steeped in betrayal, orchestrated by Nina Reeves. Years ago, Sasha Gilmore faced unimaginable loss when her newborn son, Liam Corbin, died shortly after birth due to severe brain damage. Unbeknownst to her, Sasha had carried twins, and the second child, a healthy girl, was secretly taken at birth. Nina, driven by a mix of vengeance and manipulation, orchestrated a scheme involving bribed medical professionals to conceal the existence of Sasha's second child. Falsified records and suppressed evidence ensured Sasha believed she had lost only one child, while the surviving infant was given to Willow Corinthos under the guise. Named Amelia, the girl grew up cherished as Willow and Michael's daughter, while Sasha, haunted by inconsistencies in her medical records, began to suspect the truth. A mysterious text message containing an ultrasound image revealing 2 heartbeats ignited Sasha's determination to uncover Nina's deception. As Sasha confronted Nina, the truth emerged. Nina had stolen Sasha's daughter as an act of revenge, resenting Sasha's independence and popularity. The scheme also served a practical purpose, ensuring Willow's compliance by providing her with a child. The revelation shattered Sasha, who realized she had unknowingly spent time with her own daughter while visiting Willow. Sasha's pursuit of justice led to a dramatic confrontation, supported by damning evidence, ultrasound images, physician affidavits, and leaked messages from a remorseful nurse. Michael, leveraging his family's resources, forced the involved doctors to confess their role in the cover-up. Meanwhile, Nina attempted to discredit Sasha, painting her as unstable and unfit, but her lies unraveled under public scrutiny. In a landmark court ruling, Sasha was granted legal custody of Amelia, with supervised visitation rights awarded to Willow, acknowledging both women's deep bonds with the child. The decision balanced Sasha's biological claim with Willow's genuine love, though it left both mothers grappling with emotional fallout. Nina, exposed as the architect of the scheme, faced social and legal ruin, her reputation in tatters. As Port Charles processes the scandal, Sasha begins the delicate process of reconnecting with Amelia, while Willow faces the challenge of rebuilding her life after losing the child she raised. Poor Gio's world fell apart on General Hospital when he learned that Brooklyn and Dante were his real parents, not the Palmieras. After overhearing the secret, the distraught young man tried to perform at the nurses' ball, only to be overwhelmed by his discovery, causing him to angrily announce it to the world. Fortunately, his friend Emma was there for him, and isn't going to leave him alone anytime soon. Emma's portrayer, Braiding Bruner, sat down with Soap Opera Digest to delve into Emma and Gio's budding relationship. She explained, "I think that Gio is someone that Emma didn't even know that she needed, but she 100% did." Bruner noted that since Emma returned to Port Charles, Gio has been the one constant who has challenged her decisions. Feeling like the characters are opposites, she referred to them. "He's very sweet and patient, and he sees her for who she is." She gushed, adding that it's such a great dynamic to watch. She noted that Emma would always be there for her newfound friend. Bruner remarked that the whole incident regarding his parentage is truly the first time audiences, or anyone in Port Charles for that matter, have seen Gio get upset. She felt that Emma's heart broke watching him come unglued because this is her person. She teased that Emma may not realize that she and Gio have romantic potential. The actress stated that whether they are just friends or something more, Emma loves Gio. Brooklyn lets Lois have it while Emma wakes up alone, and Alexis has a dire warning for Christina. The next General Hospital spoilers video for Friday, May 30, 2025, shows Brooklyn and Lois having it out while Sasha tells Michael, Brooklyn tells Lois, "I'm not gonna do to him what you are doing to me." Perhaps Lois is trying to give BLQ her take on things, and the young woman interprets this as making excuses. Meanwhile, Emma wakes up alone in a small cabin and says, Gio. They may have been lying low in the place, and Gio got up and left, perhaps to get some food. Considering she insisted on being there for him in his darkest hour, it's unlikely that he just left her alone. Sasha informs Michael, Rick Lansing is calling me as a witness. Nina's discovery that Sasha and Michael were at the bar and then left together on the night he saw the video of Willow and Drew having sex may come into play in the custody case. The weekly teasers state that Michael issues a request to Sasha, so either he's asking her to cover it up or tell the truth. Laura asks Elizabeth, are you suggesting he's above that behavior? While Curtis warns Carly, what you're asking could backfire spectacularly. The teasers also show that Curtis has reservations, so Carly might be asking him to run another hit piece on Drew. Alexis tells Christina, if the police investigate, you're going to prison. But if Rick and Ava have been sitting on the car as evidence, wouldn't the longer they keep it secret make it less admissible? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.